Hi, people of God. Okay, so I'm so sorry for the long drawn out absence. There's really no excuse for it. There's absolutely no excuse. I'm extremely sorry. It's been a very busy year. The rounding up aspect of last year was also extremely busy for me, so I just ran in straight from rounding up business in December into, trying to pray my 2020 into shape and planning my 2020 financing and all that. And as God will have it, the year kind of just took off, but I guess he's using this season of being indoors to kind of make me recalibrate. So like I'm so grateful for the opportunity to recalibrate, and recalibrating with being indoors, having to be indoors this quarantine period. So today, what are we talking about? I'm talking about being a bridesmaid. I'm sharing my experience as a bridesmaid. Last month, or this month actually, at the beginning of the month, I was opportune to be my very good friend and sister's chief bridesmaid for her wedding. And yeah, I had a very fantastic experience, and I learned a world of things I knew before they were being enforced, plenty things like that. So I even have pages and points that I wrote out that I have to share with you guys. So yeah, let's get right to it. So about being a bridesmaid. Oh, you may have noticed I'm wearing blue to match my scent of water bags. So I have this. Part of what I did this year is I started out my fragrances, my own fragrances. Well, my Holy Spirit inspired fragrances called Scent of Water. There are 5 different scents named after Bible rivers or popular water bodies of the world, and I'm just excited. It's been an exciting journey so far. I'm learning a lot about business through that, and because I always like fragrances, and it's exciting to create or to be opportune to create my own and then sell them. And so far, so good. The reviews are awesome. Hopefully, I do. For now, I'm just doing 30 ml bottles, and hopefully, I get to do different 50 ml, 100 ml sizes in time to come. So, yeah, let's jump right into the bridesmaid duties. First and foremost, I'd like to say that it's not an emotional, it's not a job you want to take on without being emotionally attached or invested. It's not something you can do and just be detached from. You have to genuinely, legitimately be invested. So, your bride may be the kind of bride, like the kind of bride that I dealt with last. My friend Faith, she can be, it can be considered bride who doesn't require much of you, who says, oh, you have to wear this, you have to wear this outfit, you have to wear that, I want you to do your hair like this, I want you to do your hair like that. But yet she contributed. She kept saying, like the dress I wore, for instance, she did the entire, it was on, she's a fashion designer, so she made me choose my style, and she made the dress. Yeah, she made the dress. Not every bride is like that. So this is where your emotional investment comes in as key. If it's not a bride that you have, you are bothered about, not a close friend of yours, it's not someone that you see yourself making. This is where also the Holy Spirit should direct you. If you don't send the person, or you don't care that much for the person, it won't be easy for you to make sacrifices for the person. That's just the truth. So it's not good to grudgingly handle it. If it's someone that you don't see yourself spending that much, you need to just be honest about it and be like, look, I don't think I can spend as much as you're requiring of me, because it's a lot of expenditure. As much as Faith covered majority of my expenses, she had me in a hotel room. She just made my dress. She even was kind of, this was actually just a gift. It wasn't part of being her bridesmaid. She kind of just made the dress I wore for her traditional wedding, which was the day before the white wedding. So imagine if I had to pay for all those things. If it wasn't Faith, I wouldn't have done it. And then, excuse me, regardless of the fact that Faith covered majority of the expenditure, I still spent some money here and there, because you'd have to buy petrol to go to a place, or run an errand for her, or make a call, or follow up on something. And if it's not someone you're emotionally invested in, you would genuinely just cop out. That's just the truth. So I advise that find you make sure that it's someone you love and care about, that before you take on the duty, because not every bride may be as considerate as my darling friend who refused to make me spend unnecessary money. So, so that even when you're spending the money, you're not doing it from a place of bitterness, and also don't have an unnecessary attachment to money, so that when you have to spend even just some, not an exorbitant amount, even just some, you're not bitter about it. Yeah. So down to it. I advise as well that you know your bride. So I've been on a number of other bridal trains. one of the first, okay, I don't remember the earliest. I've been on so many. I've been like a little bride, I've been a bridesmaid, and then I've been a chief bridesmaid, as God would have it. So I've dealt with several types of brides, you know. I've dealt with my auntie who was spoiled for choice and options because, I mean, she was a banker, young banker, successful banker. Her husband chipped in a lot as well as she chipped in. So there was a lot of money flowing in from every end. There was a planner. So most of the clothes came in from, a bridal store. She didn't have to be so involved in sewing and measuring and fittings and all that. All of it was just sorted because there was money. So know your bride. That kind of bride, for instance, wouldn't be, I don't know, may not be on your neck to pay a certain amount, or may not be expecting much from you because, well, there's money. Or someone like Faith now. Okay, I don't know how to balance these points, but let me just say basically know your bride because in the instance that your bride is a relaxed person, it's easier for you to step up and help her be a little more time conscious. That's a better way to put it. You need to step in and help her be more time conscious. Where she's likely to procrastinate and forget, you may need to remind her that, look, we have about an hour to get to church. You haven't had breakfast, and thankfully they haven't finished your makeup. So let me get you a plate of food. That kind of thing. You need to factor all of that in. You need to factor everything about your type of bride. If your bride is a tense bride, a perfectionist, a bridezilla, then you need to be very comforting and you need to be there for her, you need to support her, you need to pray, you need to get on the matter. I don't like being in instances where people say, don't worry, everything will be fine, and you're not actually doing anything to make it fine. So if you know you're dealing with a bridezilla, how are you helping her be fine? Do you get? How are you helping her relax if you are not being on top of the matter, or you're not helping her through the matter, or you're not? Do you get what I'm saying? You need to be proactive and involved. You can't tell her to be fine and then not do anything towards making her fine. It doesn't make any sense. So know your bride and act accordingly. Don't just know your bride and say, oh, that's how she is, leave her alone. How are you helping her? If you know she's a relaxed and laid back person, or a forgetful person, or a procrastinating type person, step in how you can help best, and put your best foot forward with regard to her character or her type of person or type of bride. That's my own candid advice. Also, the role of a bridesmaid is full of sacrifice and service. I've been on a bridal train where the key people on the bridal train legitimately thought it was a selfie slay fest. They were just taking selfies, uploading it on Snapchat, and I'm just like, that's not why we're here. Yeah, we're here to, no, don't get me wrong. You're not there to look disgusting, smelly, you have sweat patch under your dress, and slave throughout the day. No, no, I don't believe in that. I believe very strongly that bridesmaids and should be provided for. There should be a table set aside. There should be food arrangement and all of that. But in the instance where it is not, because there are plans are made, but things pan out differently. In the instance where that's not the reality of stuff, you need to step up and step in and assist these people. Do you get? You can't come there thinking, oh, I came here to slay. Oh, I came here, I'm expecting food. Oh, I came here, I'm expecting so and so and so, and I'm not getting it. And you're ranting like that to the bride or to the room. Like, to what essence is that? I've been where someone walked up to the bride, somebody on the train, and was telling her how her own guests didn't get food and everything. And I'm just like, how does this help this person at this point in time? You can't be doing stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, sacrifice and service are the keywords. You have to sacrifice your time. I didn't even get any good pictures of myself on my phone at my friend's wedding. I will try and post pictures at the beginning of this video and at the end. I'm sure you've already seen a few, and you'll see even a few videos at the end or whatever. But I didn't get pictures of myself even looking good. In fact, the few pictures that my friends got of me, I think my face was oily and all because I was just busy. But it's not something to be so dogged about. Like, I know I must get a picture to the detriment of the reason why you are there. You're not there to just attend the wedding. You're there to help. There to help her, pick up her dress, wipe her face, make her smile, morally support her, pray for her. That's what you're there to do. You're there to serve. But you must draw a limit in the sacrifice and service aspect. Do not get pushed around. Do not get pushed around. I have noticed that people are fantastic at using people. People are fantastic, and if you do not put your foot down, you will have yourself to blame for it. So at this my friend's wedding, I may have failed or neglected to mention that I was the only member of the bridal train. Yep, I was the only member of the bridal train. So you can imagine that from every end, everybody was, being a professor. You know, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should get that done. You need to do this. You need to do that. You are in the situation room with the bride or the groom or both, and then the best man. You know how it's you sabi as it happen. That is, you know how it's what's up. You know what's happening. So you're in a better position to make better decisions. That's not to say that you won't listen to people's advice and correction, but let me even give an example. So for in church, for instance, the bride's veil, because we hadn't they made her hair that morning, and we made the veil, I think the night before the wedding. So we hadn't even tested, how soft the veil was or how hard the veil was. And the veil wasn't catching, the veil comb wasn't catching in her weave. So it kept sliding out of her hair. It literally, there's nothing I did. It kept sliding out till her mom, who um, is a senior officer or a senior officiating minister of sorts in the church, was able to, her dad owns the church. And so, her mom is her dad's wife. So her mom saw my struggle and said, I'm going to help you get a pin. And I was so grateful. So the veil kept sliding out. People would keep shouting from far, pin it in, do this, do that, la 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 la. I'm just like, me that I'm here, I know what's up. Like, why do you, several rows and seats into the crowd, feel like you know more than me? Someone would be shouting from far, fan her, fan her. And she had even said way before, maybe she had even broken out into sweat or whatever, that I don't like this fan, I'm not comfortable with the fan. So she would specify that, okay, she would prefer the tiny pink hand fan, or she would prefer that she wants to use her program, the wedding program, to fan herself. Do you get? So this girl knew what she wanted, and I was there, so I knew what she needed at that point in time. I was there, but people would just assume that that's what she needs, and they're getting upset and worked up that I'm not doing what she needs at that specific point in time. And I was just like, this is so wild. So you need to know how to manage the situation room and the situation current, and then not allow yourself to be pushed around, because people will turn you to, there's some duties that were even almost assigned to me, and I'm just like, no, no. I know I'm helpful, I know I'm loving, I know I always have a smile on my face, but I think it's the time where I draw the line. Like, I need help too. So don't be lazy and say, just because I'm the chief bridesmaid, you're not going to do anything, and you keep pushing every last duty on me. That's what I'm talking about, drawing the line. All right, so you need to nourish your bride. Nourish your bride. What I mean by that is, if she's the kind of person that doesn't like to eat before a day, an exam or a busy day, but she can hold down maybe a biscuit, a pastry, or tea or something, get that for her. Get that for her. It's going to be a long day ahead. And even if it's not a long day, it's going to require a lot of her energy. So, energy that she may never realize that she's expending. So, you need to nourish your bride. You need to make sure she eats. For instance, I made sure the bride came downstairs to eat on the morning of her traditional wedding. On the morning of her white wedding, though, she wasn't able to eat before she left for church, but she ate once we got to the reception. I was grateful she even voiced out her desire to eat, so I had to go hustle a plate. I didn't need to hustle, thankfully. The event planner and an usher, I think I just grabbed an usher's hand and I'm like, look, I'm the chief bridesmaid, I need you, so lead me to where I can get food for the bride and the groom. So I got it specifically, and I just handed it to the bride. So I made sure she ate there and then. So the point is, on both days, I think I did an okay job on making sure that my bride was nourished. I also made sure that I ate, but this eating was way after she ate. So if you know that you like food, though, you're a foodie, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't sort yourself out to the expense or to the detriment of your bride. So if you know that this bride is going to take me 30 minutes to convince her to eat, and me, I gas eat, but you start convincing her some 45 minutes to the time, then get on the duty of getting her the actual meal, and then monitor the time spent on the meal too, and make sure she eats a sufficient amount to hold her tummy, and then you get yourself nourished as well. So both of you need to be nourished. All of you, if this is a full train, all of you should be nourished. There should be arrangements, probably if you have arrived, maybe it's an outside the state type of wedding, or even in the state you live type of wedding. If you maybe arrived at bride's house, family house, or whatever house they are staying at before the bridal train moves into the hotel room, or wherever you stay before the wedding, make sure that there's a discussion on it, or you just kind of familiarize yourself with the situation on ground, so that if you're the one in charge of getting the food for the train, or if you're the one in charge of feeding the bride as the chief bridesmaid, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, this is what I need to get done for so and so to happen. I guess I've made my point. Okay, so yeah, it's ideal that you wear a long dress so that you can have your flat slippers or comfy shoes handy. In fact, I almost didn't bother wearing shoes on the day of the white wedding. Traditional wedding, there was a bunch of us that danced it with her, took pictures and everything. So I wasn't the only one on duty per se, even though I was on duty in the sense that I was guarding her jewelry, guarding her change of clothes, making sure she changed, all of those things. I was on point with that. But at the white wedding, I had my slippers on up until we got to church, and then shortly before we got into church. So I wore my shoes. And by the time I stood up, God knows how many times, to adjust her dress, adjust her veil, help her hold her bouquet, whatever I was assisting her in doing, I just knew I can't wear these slippers. I think I even took my slippers off, my shoes off at a point. My feet became numb, like there was almost no blood flowing in my feet. My feet became like I felt nasty in my feet. So in church, I took off my shoes. Yes, I took off. If maybe anybody was observant enough, they'll notice that I was looking really tall and towering over people. And then a few minutes into the service, I looked quite dwarfish. So wear a long dress and wear comfortable shoes, extremely comfortable shoes. If you can even do flats, good, good. Or if you can do, if you're like me, I like wedges, but this wasn't a wedge. This was like a pointy heel shoe. Lovely pair of shoes from my auntie Koyo. Shout out to my auntie. She gifted me as my call to back present. Lovely, lovely set of shoes. But I mean, I couldn't wear them. It was a war basically. Yeah. So you have to realize that work starts before the wedding. The bride, this last bride, my friend Faith, her church had myself as the chief bridesmaid and the best man come in with the couple the night before the wedding, the night before the traditional wedding. So this was a point they even raised during the counseling session. They were like, the work starts before the wedding. And in my mind, I'm like, don't I know it? Do I not know it? Yeah, the work starts way before the wedding. There are times where the bride may be overreacting. Not that, she's been a drama queen. She just needs reassurance that, it's not that big a deal. Or even if it's that big a deal, she can handle it better. Her reaction can be better. Do you understand? So you're going to emotionally manage your friend. You're going to manage her emotionally, pardon me. You're going to pray with her. You're going to follow her to the market. Oh, wow. Yeah, by the way, I have vlogs coming up for this wedding, as God will have it. I've been able to record clips from the wedding from this event since November. So that was part of my laziness actually. It's not excusable. I thought I'll be posting it in bits, but I decided I'll do everything at once. So by the grace of God, before this quarantine period is over, I should have released the introduction, the traditional wedding, the white okay, introduction, journey towards the traditional wedding. That is all the market trips, the shopping, the whatever we did in between the bridal shower, traditional wedding, and the white wedding. So there's a lot of going to the market. There's a lot of going on an errand for her. There's a lot of following her to greet an uncle or pick up a fabric here. There's a lot of errand running. A lot. You need to be on point with that. And I mean, if you're the kind, or if she's the kind, it's always important to really know the kind of person that you're dealing with. It will do good for you to throw her a bridal shower or an engagement party or whatever it is that suits her personality. Some people may just want a time out with their girls to pray. Do that. Some people may even say, "Oh, I don't really celebrate birthdays. This is the kind of person my bride is." Oh, I've not really done parties like that. She has done a couple of photo shoots, but she never really disturbs herself per se and does some large journal party. So I noticed that I was well into the planning. In fact, I had already started receiving financial payments and commitments from the people that were going to attend her bridal shower. And she went, "Oh, I don't want a bridal shower." Oh." And I'm just like, I wasn't going to answer that. Then I just felt there's no need being manipulative and shoving what I want on her. Let me speak to the girls. And then the girls, I tell the girls, I'm like, look, this girl doesn't want a bridal shower. She wants an engagement party. She says that she never got to really have like a dinner with her friends after her husband proposed to her and all that. And all of them, kind of threw a. They said, no, no, no way. It was such a dramatic and funny, event. They all said no, that they're not doing that. She must do the bridal shower and blah, blah, blah. And she actually cried at the shower. I was really excited about her reaction because it just kind of showed that that's what she wanted. And it touched me so much. I was very happy that she was happy. We got her a dress. It was a beautiful day. She likes balloons a lot. And she had kind of been hinting at a particular color, code scheme type thing. So I was inclined to use that color code for the shower. So you need to know the kind of bride you will have. Your bride may say she's not interested, but she may never have been celebrated, and there's a kind of sentimental arrangement you can have that will touch her heart. So we connive with people that she loves a lot and respects a lot, people that she looks up to as elderly aunties and mummies. So using their resources and their house and everything to throw her an event, and then all of us coming together, we really, really did something for her, and she's really happy that we did it at the end. So you may not know, it may be a hit or miss thing, but there's no need to do hit or miss. I'm a Christian, and so I entirely encourage it, depending on the Holy Spirit. Maybe I could have leaned on the Holy Spirit a lot more, but so far so great, in the sense that I leaned on the Holy Spirit. I expected him to lead me, and he really did, and it was an awesome day, if I do say so myself. She had a good time. She was very happy, you know. In fact, it was a beautiful day basically, and it's because we kind of knew the kind of thing that she would like or needed, even though she doesn't do it regularly. So don't necessarily do what somebody likes all the time, because she likes parties. Let's throw her a party themed thing. Like, do something that she would appreciate. Let me put it like that. So it can be a bride that's always stressed out and has been talking about going on a spa date since, and then so throw her like a spa type thing, or treat all of you should just gather at a spa and then have her get treated. You know what I'm trying to say. Just do what is relevant for the bride. Let the Holy Spirit lead you, because the Holy Spirit is the greatest expo master ever. All right, so yeah, get keys and phone numbers. Keys and phone numbers in this sense means that get contacts with people that are relevant and necessary. So if maybe you notice that there's some Uncle Brimo or Uncle Jimo in the house that's going to drive the bride to the, that everyone says that's who's going to drive the bride, even if you don't get Uncle Jimo's number the night before, which you should probably get Uncle Jimo's number the next morning, so that if you can't find him, or if you need to put something in the car and pick it up in the middle of the service in church or in reception, you are in touch with him. I had to get the phone number of the gentleman that drove us to the reception, because a lot of stuff were in the car. So I had to cut a lot of stuff between the car to the changing room in the reception venue that were useful for the bride and the groom to change into and out of and all that. So like the changing suitcases that had their change of clothes, maybe snacks and all that had to be kept in that room, that kind of thing. So you need the key, the phone number of the relevant people that have keys, like the driver who has the key to the car. You even need the when I said keys, I also meant stuff like hotel room keys. You need room keys. You need keys of, maybe if you've locked the suitcase, you need to hold it. You need to hold the key to the suitcase where maybe change of clothes and shoes and all those relevant items are. So keys, phone numbers are very necessary. Let me look at my list again. Yeah, I had to charge my phone as well as the bride's phone the night before, so that it's fully charged and no unnecessary dying of phone. And if you have a power bank, have it charged. It's ideal to have two, so that your phone is not necessarily sharing a power bank with the bride's phone. But I advise that you drive traffic away from the bride's phone. Get in touch with vendors or relevant parties that would probably want to be in touch with her the next day, and be in touch with them ahead of time, so that they don't buzz the bride and disturb her, because people don't have discretion. They just buzz the bride and consistently pump the bride with unnecessary, irrelevant information that would make her flustered before her day, and it's your duty to kind of channel all of that away. So for instance, I had only a few parties. I told only a few parties the next day that I would be picking their phone calls. People like the bride's mom, the event manager, and an auntie of the bride, who's like a mommy to all of us. So I had told them that it's only their phone numbers, phone calls that I'll be picking, as well as a lady called Fumi Otayemi. I had told her that, look, it's only whose calls your call I will be taking. So like we were expecting her to come and do some last minute souvenir sorting out, that kind of thing. So yeah, keep your phone charged, and also keep like a power bank charged for her, the bride as well. But channel unnecessary phone calls away from her. Take, kind of shield her off it, and if possible, switch off her phone. That's the truth. And get in touch ahead of time with vendors that are necessary for that. Now bags are very, very key, very important. I would have shown you, but it's a bit far away. I had a sling bag, like a sling chain bag that can take load, not those small cute ones that can't actually do anything. So I had a chain bag, and inside the chain bag I had necessary stuff like chewing gum, perfumes, little things, money, my money, not necessarily the money that I had helped the bride and groom hold, because some people actually still give gifts in that morning, cash gifts. So while I had those in my bag, I also had my personal money, because I had to send people on errands. There was an errand we even had to run, and obviously I can't start going to look for the bride and groom. Hey, 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 we need to pay somebody. Just quickly sort it out. So that's why you need your own cash. You need your own, maybe ATM card. You need relevant, tiny, small relevant things to you, and mostly relevant stuff for the bride, because you're really just the bride's assistants that day. So it's not really a you thing. Keep your necessities to the minimum and find how you stuff her necessities in your bag. And also have a carry-on bag. I had a carry-on bag that had my change of slippers, her change of slippers, handkerchief, pocket tissue for like a powder room visit, and maybe what else? Maybe like chewing gum, sweets, bed fresheners, perfume, those little things. Programs. Then I also had to hold the Bible that the church would bless for the couple. I had to hold that. That was in the bag. Programs, little things, that necessary stuff that I couldn't necessarily fit into that big bag went to the carry along bag. So on such a day, and then yeah, it's also nice when there's someone that you can talk to who will help you hold the bag in the crowd, and you can run up to if you necessarily need anything at that point in time. Handkerchiefs and face towels are necessary because you don't want to wipe off or wipe off roughly, or use tissue that will flake to wipe off the bride's make to dab the bride's face when maybe she breaks out in a sweat. So it's ideal to dab with face towels. Have that in your bag. Yeah, your pocket fan for the bride is not for you really. It's good if you have free hands, but mostly the pocket fan is for the bride. Have your pocket fan charged fully. The way your phone is charged, your power bank is charged. Have your pocket fan charged fully, because the bride would probably break out in a sweat or just need to fan herself, and instead of using her hand or even a manual fan, just she would be able to hold the pocket souvenir small fan and fan herself. Yeah. Yeah, lastly, I'd like to say that you should acquaint yourself with her family as much as possible. Not that you be forward and cross your boundaries and be rude or anything, but you need to just let the Holy Spirit guide you and calmly ease your way into the necessary familiarity that you need to be eased into, because you will need to make calls, you will need to ask people for help, you will need to even send some people on errands, like younger ones in the family, for instance. You need to be able. By the way, shout out to Hulda, the bride's sister, who helped us organize a lot of things pertaining to the bridal shower from the home end. We're able to monitor the bride based on what the bride's younger sister was feeding us. Holder is the bride's younger sister, so I'm paying her a little shout out. She's like our little baby at the moment. So yeah, you need to be in touch with people in the house, because a lot of, yes, people like Tofumi, another younger sister of the bride. Who else? A lot of people are very, very materialistic and helpful. Toby, her tailoring assistant. All of these people are from the house. Toby, Tofumi, Hulda, who else? Janet. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Yeah, but like all of us, and then in the end, we all had a gisting session. In after the wedding was over, we all had a sleepover, because obviously the bride went to be with her husband, and we were all left together in the hotel. We had our food, our cake. I had made so much mouth about African Magic Yoruba watching and jollof rice, and I just kind of slept off. And apparently my mouth was even gaping when I was sleeping. But don't forget to have fun in everything, and don't forget to have fun. Take pictures, dance. When I say take pictures, I mean be present when the camera shutters are going off. And then to wrap it all up, you have to be spiritual. You have to join to pray. You have to join the couple to pray. You have to join the bride to pray. You have to lead prayers. A lot of times you have to wake her up in the morning, say a word of prayer. When things are going haywire and things want to hit the ceiling, say a prayer. But have fun. Smile. Smile. Don't shout too much. That's something I have to work on personally. I always shout, but yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say. If I need to say more, I will add it. Please watch out for the videos leading up from the introduction down to the wedding. I will do my best to vlog all of that in this quarantine period. Stay blessed, stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, please. I'd like to hear what you think, and if you have questions, I'm very, very open and excited to answer them.